Howdy folks, welcome back to Space Engineers. We're here in the hangar bay and getting ready to work on the rover. You can see there I've got a middle wheel on the other side. I'm going to add some wheels to it and hoping that it'll be a little more maneuverable. And then today's plan is we're going to head out and look for some gold, because I'm out of gold, which means I can't make advanced computers. Mainly, I think that's the main thing they're used for. So I need some gold. Let me turn this back on. I've got a couple of gold rocks over there, so I think we're going to go for those. They're about a little over 7 kilometers away. Not too far. But before we do that, I want to make some upgrades to the rover. So I've got it lifted up a bit here with the charging connector. And I'm going to put some middle wheels in here and see if that helps with the maneuverability and the stability. I was out earlier, I can't remember if I showed that in a video or not, and put a drill on the front. So that's helpful. And I've got stone ejectors here. A couple conveyor sorters and ejectors on the side to get rid of excess stone if I want to. I just need to remember to turn those off before I dock, otherwise it starts sucking stone out of the vase. But yeah, we're going to get the rover fixed up here. And I've got some stuff I've done to the base. I don't know if I'll have time to show that in this video. If not, we'll do an update at the beginning of next video. But right now, it's all about going to get some gold. So let's get these wheels on here. You are upside down, so I need to turn you around. And didn't want to put a wheel on there. Is that because I was standing in the way? Yeah, it's because I was standing in the way. I thought it probably was. Come on. Jump. Get that on the build planner as well. I'm tempted to put a programmable block on here, and there's a script that you can use that manages all your rover wheels. But I think I may try it just straight at first, but I'm going to go ahead and copy all the settings from here. So we're going to go copy mode, toggle all, but undo the name, and then copy that. Uh-oh, stuck. There we go. And then we'll paste that there. And I just want this to be named wheel middle right. There we go. That'll match our naming convention. Sneak out of here now. And how are we doing on the battery charge? We're recharged. Excellent. I'm going to put that back on auto. And then I need to lower this thing down. I had it on 12 degrees before. Okay, I need to turn steering off on those middle wheels. Update the wheels group, and then go to middle, left, and right, turn off steering. That should work. Everything else should be set how it had the others set. There we go. And then if I turn off rear wheel steering. Okay, let's go get some gold. That's the objective for today. Camera's going to be a little upset with me until we get out of here. Ooh, we got a lot more traction now, that's for sure. Looks beefy too with 6 off-road wheels. Kind of wish they were spaced out a little more, but I may build an actual like dedicated rover at some point. For now, this is still, you can tell it's still the escape pod. It's just the escape pod with some updates. Ooh, we are sliding all over the place on this ice. So we're just going to head across the lake, and once I get across the lake, I'll probably turn the ore detector back on. But for now, I don't really need it. Looks good with the sun going off there. I'm a little short on time. I'm hoping I don't have to drive back in the dark. But over to the west here, it's fairly flat. It's pretty tame compared to the other 3 directions. Although once you get a few kilometers away from where I'm at, most of the terrain evens out. I just happened to land in a really rough patch. So I'm going to buzz across the lake and cut some of this out so it doesn't make for a super long video. And I'll be right back. I've made it across the lake. There's a couple main ways to get off the lake. I can usually take either this path or there's a channel over there that works pretty well. As you've seen in some of my other rover exploration videos, the green grass terrain is usually pretty decent. Once you get on the yellow grass, it can get kind of goofy. These gold rocks should be right over here. I can't remember. I think maybe I've mined one of them. I'm hoping we can get some gold off of at least one. Yeah, this thing seems to handle pretty well with the 6 wheels. Should really help too once we get the containers full. Oh, I marked this twice. Thought it was 2 different rocks. Funny. Alright, so number 7 is a dupe. Delete. Oh well. Should be able to get quite a bit of gold out of here, so we can turn off that. Turn my lights on. Right up against the rock. And then I want to turn on the sorters so we can start getting that out and turn the drill on. And then we should start getting some gold and spitting out rock. Beauty. Sure beats mining by hand, that's for sure. Thought about putting more drills up front, but I didn't want it to be too nose heavy. Alright, how are we doing here? I got a bunch of stone in the cockpit. Where did that come from? Oh, it's pulling it in from the drill. Got it. Yeah, it'll eventually spit that out. I have to slow down and wait for the ejectors to work. A little bit of gold, not a ton. They're pretty much up against it with the wheels, I think. Yep. Kind of reminds me of a beetle now with the legs on it. Nom nom nom. Anyway, that's how I've been mining here with the Rover. It's not the most elegant solution for sure, but it gets the job done. Like I said, I want to build a dedicated Rover at some point. Because I think kind of what the end game, or at least part of the end game is going to be, is to get supplies over to the trader base. We turned that one on. So there's a trader base about 20 kilometers from my base. Another 18.3 from here. So it's kind of the story, you know, a little bit of light RP when I first started this series was they kicked me out of the ship down here to gather resources for the company. So I think we'll bring ingots to the station. That'll be kind of our end game goal. So to that effect, I want to build a large grid rover that can bring those over. Or possibly a flying ship. We'll see. Haven't decided yet. Or maybe both. So I'm going to just continue chewing into this. It's not going to be terribly exciting. And then we'll see about head back to base in a little bit. Alright, I mined the crap out of that rock. Get myself lower to get some of that delicious low-lying ore. So, what did we end up with? Pretty decent little chunk. I've got the middle cargo container full. And, yeah, these are roughly even. Got about 800 more over there, so we'll move 400 of that. My math was off. Close enough. Just kind of balance out a little bit. And got a little bit of a rainstorm going on here. Yeah, thunderstorm. So there has been some lightning. Hoping that doesn't affect me. But I think I'll head on back to base with this. I'm going to have to scout out some more gold. I'm hoping I can find a gold deposit somewhere. Somewhere kind of close-ish. I do have several other rocks plotted. But they're all, I think, at least, you know, 13, 14, 15 kilometers away. So a little bit of a journey. And that's not terrible if you're close to a base here on the west side. But it's 5 o'clock, and because we're in the mountains, it's starting to get kind of dark. But I'm real happy with how this behaves, at least chugging along at speed with the extra set of wheels. Feels pretty good. Need to get turned here. So I'm going to buzz across the lake, and I'll see you back at base. We'll get this ore processing. And I think we probably have a little bit of time. I'll show you what I'm working on for the next video. So I'll see you once again in a bit. So like I said, you got to make sure to turn the ejectors off before you dock, and I forgot to do that. So a little bit of a mess. That's okay. We'll get that cleaned up. So that should have pulled the gold out of there. Should be processing away. If I come over here and look. Oh no, I set up the connector so the Izzy's doesn't move it. I'm not sure if the oh yes, okay. Let me go show you why it's not pulling that out. That we have to go down. I guess I should have showed you. I'm building an elevator, but at first I'm digging out a shaft alongside the base where the elevator will go. So it's not quite ready yet. It's a work in progress. But if I go down, I gotta go down a few levels. Down the giant stairs of destiny here. Hey, you can hear the drill. There's the drill for the elevator shaft. The elevator shaft's going to be on the back side of the stairwell. So, back here in the refinery room, I've got the rock crusher, the ore purifier all set up. I can't remember if I showed this on video. I apologize if I'm showing this again. But I've got a conveyor sorter set up here to bring things into the rock crusher. So it brings in anything that's considered an ore. I don't think it will pull. I don't have it set to drain all. So that I think that's why it's not pulling it out of the rover. Look in here. It's just working on stone right now, which will turn it into gravel. And that goes over to the ore purifier, anything the rock crusher produces. And then the ore purifier will work it over. And then this sorter here is specifically set up to only let through the purified versions of the ore as well as gravel. So anything that gets purified then gets put back into the cargo network via the refineries. So it won't just suck everything in. And the refineries won't be refining stuff they shouldn't before it goes through the purifier, because the refineries aren't hooked into the regular cargo network. They only have an output here. It's a one-way conveyor. So I hope that makes sense. That's what's going on. Let's get our gold. Actually, we should be able to see it go into the rock crusher once I move it into the general ore, I think. So let's go over here and look at NDP. There we go. And we want ore. So large cargo container ores. So if we throw some gold in here. This should be all the gold. Yep. If we come over here and look at this inventory. I think it's stuck on stone right now. So it might have to chew through that. I'm not sure. Did I have stone on the sorter? I guess stone is considered an ore, so I might want to actually redo that so we don't pull gravel in. But I really want gold, so let's actually temporarily remove that. And let me just go find... This thing scrolls super fast. Gold ore. Would love to just dump this out. I have to get up. Oh, here we go. Ooh, that's kind of close to that stuff, isn't it? Can I access that without falling in? Maybe? Oh, that's the heavy drill. It doesn't have a cargo port on the side. I discovered that when I built the big drill. They reused the model for a drill, I think, or so, I don't know. Anyway, these are not cargo ports. The only cargo port's the one on the back, unfortunately. I don't know if that's a bug or a feature. But I can stick it back in here. It'll get pulled in. So the question is, okay, good. It did pull in some gold. I want it to run through the gold. So you can see it's making crushed gold ore. Crushed gold ore gets sent over here to the purifier. And if I hop up here, if I can get here in time. There we are. So it's bringing in purified gold ore. And then it spits out gold. So that's how that loop works. I'll get this sorter set up so it's not pulling in stone. I don't really need that much gravel. I can just let the smelters turn the stone into gravel. So that'll just be a matter of setting up all the ores in the conveyor sorter. So not a big deal. But anyway, that's what we got going on. We got some gold. Now we can start making advanced computers again. Still got lots to do. We need to get some lighting down there and whatnot. Let's head back upstairs. I found a script that I'm hoping to be able to use with the elevator system, but I haven't tested it yet. So we'll see how that goes in a future episode. We get all the way back up to the top again. This is why I want an elevator, so I can stop getting dizzy on the way up. The batteries are looking good. They're charged up. Oh, I did redo that. You probably noticed driving around outside. I got the old production stuff cleaned up. It is no more. It's gone skis. So I got that cleaned up. And this is just temporary scaffolding for getting this drill set up. So I've got the drill. I've got it on a hinge so I could bend it over and clean out right next to this. You can't place a drill like right next to the block, so I had to come one block over. Then I used a hinge just to tilt it over. So the plan is this will be like the top elevator. I don't think I'll have it go to the roof. We've got the ladder. This will be the top floor for the elevator, and then it will just go right down the back side of the stairs. That's the plan. We'll see if we can get it to work. And it is sleepy time, I think, so I think I'm going to go rest, and we'll call this an episode right here. So I get stuck on the stairs. And progress continues, so thanks a lot for hanging out and enjoying the series. I'm having a lot of fun. Hope you are as well. Crushed gold can be transferred from rock crusher to large conveyor. Okay, that's just Izzy's trying to pull it out of the rock crusher when it shouldn't be. Thought I had. Well, let's go take a look. Not quite done yet. Rock. Oh, I didn't. I need to put locked on that so it's not trying to deal with it. That'll tell Izzy's to ignore those. I haven't been able to get it to ignore the kitchen, though. Even though if I put locked on kitchen, it still complains that it has no empty containers to move the items. So we just have to live with that. Anywho, thanks as always for hanging out. I'll catch you in the next episode as work continues on the underground base.